This is the 106th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the second week of September 2012. This episode is titled Dreamforce 12 Predictions. CloudFocus Weekly is sponsored by Arkus, your cloud computing experts, and sponsor at Dreamforce 12. I'm your host, Jason Atwood, and joining me, laughing at my impromptu-ness, is the co-host for 106 times, Justin Edelstein. Justin, are you ready to rock the Dreamforce?
I'm ready.
Are you?
I'm ready. I'm not packed, but I've got my hair cut.
Yeah,
and
you did.
I'm ready to go.
Nice. All
it's
shaved
kind of
up.
funny because, you get the picture in the portal.
Yep.
And you've got the picture on your badge as you walk around, and I'm speaking at 2 sessions, and my picture will be up on the stage, and my hair is just long in those
it's
photos.
scruffy.
And now I'm like kind of got a shaved head look going.
Nice.
So I don't look anything like the photo that is going around.
I get to actually wear the shirt that I have in my picture. I'm going to wear it to my session.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Some smart guy told you to do that yesterday.
I think I had that idea before the smart person. Some smarter person told me about it before me. All right, we got an agenda today. We have a slew.
Wouldn't it be a flurry?
A flurry of blog posts. We're basically just going to talk over them because there's so many of them. We're hitting Dreamforce hard with our blog posts. So I'm going to talk about that. Then we have some Salesforce file sharing news, which is really coming out of really the predictions around what's going to happen at this Dreamforce. We'll talk about that. We're going to quickly go over the Apple announcements. They were yesterday. I've watched half the thing. I've paid attention. But I think we have time to come because we're probably going to end up getting some devices. And so I think we have some time to talk about that in later episodes. And then we have the second and third rule of the CloudFocus podcast contest, the giveaway at our booth this year. And we'll talk about that. And then we'll make our CloudFocus app pick of the week. You've already said I've intrigued you.
You have.
All right.
You've put 2 words on the page. And those 2 words intrigue me when they're put together.
All right, well, let's get into some more intriguing things. The blog posts du jour, blog.arkusinc.com. We have sort of one that's up there, 2 that are coming. So bring me through them.
All right, so the one that's up there is written about the top portal groups and people to follow within the portal.
Yes.
Aside from ourselves, me, Justin, and you, Jason, there are other people to follow in the portal, and we've tried to outline where those who are new to the portal or who haven't used it before, are new to Dreamforce or second, third year, and they decided they didn't care about the portal in previous years, and they're jumping headfirst in. Here's some groups to go join so that you can join the conversation. They're lively. They have specific purpose, unlike other groups that are just random and don't have any purpose. We gave some good ones to go join.
We didn't give a bunch of bad groups to go follow?
No.
All right.
The title's top.
Okay.
Top portal groups. And some people to follow.
Good.
And you can go read the blog post to find out specifically what groups and people there are.
And I think we link to them.
If we certainly link to them.
That would be good.
And
Blog.
I don't know if the links work anymore because they changed the way that.
Can we rat hole that?
For like 3 seconds.
I'm mad. All right, moving on.
I wasn't mad until today when I tried to do something on the web version. So I like the app on my iPad.
I like the touch version
of the portal,
which works great on the iPad.
It works fantastic. The
That's
Dreamforce app on the iPad works great. On the web, it's not the right. It's not right.
No.
Like, Chatter should look the way Chatter looks.
Right.
Chatter doesn't look the way Chatter looks anymore. And I was trying to find something today that was useful in that portal, and I couldn't find it. The private messages. Forget the chat. Forget Chatter now, 'cause I can't find that either. But private messages, I was using private messages as a way to communicate with my fellow speakers. And instead of a private group, we were going back and forth in a message, and I can't find the messages anymore. Yeah, so those messages that we had with real data in them are gone.
I feel like we made something angry and they turned on touch for us, like the portal for us, but no one else, because I don't see a bunch of outrage in there. Like, isn't everybody
people are. I put it on my. I didn't notice because I went to the app and I said, "Oh, I really like this. Who else likes it?" I got like 15 comments about how the PC version they didn't like, and I was like, no, I'm just talking about the app. I don't even know what you're talking about.
But you know that there isn't an app. It's just a web frame of the site.
I get it, but I really like the way it works on the iPad.
Here's the thing. Works great on the iPad. Don't force me into that look and feel on my computer where I don't want things to look like that. Anyway, it's odd. Moving on.
Moving right along, so another blog post which will be up either
tomorrow.
Yep, today or tomorrow.
He's looking at me. He's looking at me intently.
Which means you might be listening to this tonight,
yes.
And you'll have to check back tomorrow.
Today is Wednesday.
Today is Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Sorry.
Good job.
Today is Thursday.
We're losing track of all days and time.
Gone.
Dreamforce is hovering over us like
There's a blog post put up
Arkus cloud.
Yesterday. We're putting up the podcast today. We're putting up this next blog post tomorrow.
The next one was written by the partner who shall remain nameless.
Yes.
On how to network in the portal. So
Great.
Some good tips and tricks on how to get a head start on networking prior to the event. Schedule some things using the portal. What not to do, like spamming.
Anybody else having spam problems with I want to meet you at Dreamforce?
I've been spammed to spam a lot.
Yes. Nice.
So
it's a clean podcast.
The How to Network in the Portal will be up tomorrow. It's a really good read. I suggest for those who are getting on a plane with Wi-Fi, you might want to sit there and hack away in the portal and start your networking early.
Yep.
And then the last one, which will segue nicely into our next agenda item, is one that I wrote, which will be up by Monday at the latest.
Probably Saturday.
Might be up Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. One of those days is Dreamforce 12 predictions.
Right.
And this is where I took a stab at predicting things that are going to happen either in the keynote or just in general around Dreamforce, it being such a huge event.
We do this every year. We make predictions.
I threw some fun ones in there. And I threw some ones that I thought were really going to happen, like during the keynote. And generally, we focus on the keynote, but the keynote is like there's only one keynote, and then they broke out into these
So give me one of them.
All right. So one of them, and I'll keep going on that path that they have the one keynote, and then they're breaking out into these separate product specific, and business line specific keynotes. I think those are going to be a huge hit. That's my
prediction is that people are going to like the
people are
going
to love these product and business line specific keynotes, because instead of getting Mark Benioff on a stage for 3 hours and hitting little bit by bit on each of these things, you're going to get a 2-hour presentation on the Sales Cloud, or a 2-hour presentation on the App Exchange, or a 2-hour presentation on being a partner.
Right.
And I think people really like that in-depth knowledge from the people who, not necessarily from Mark, who's a great speaker, but from like the product manager or the owner of that specific program. I think these are going to be a huge hit and will continue moving forward. It'll be that way.
Yeah, that's a good one. My prediction is that it's a good and bad prediction. My prediction is he's going to, in the keynote or waiting up for the keynote or whatever, they're going to make a political statement. And my prediction is that it's going to make a lot of people angry.
It'll make 50% of the people happy, 50%
maybe
of the people
49% of the people. It is in San Francisco, so it might be even
maybe
40.
60% of the people
60,
happy
40.
and 40% not so happy.
Yeah, it's something that's going on. Now, I was there 4 years ago when they did, it was literally, the Dreamforce was on election day.
That's correct.
Because I remember walking the streets during Dreamforce, walking the streets of San Francisco, right. And there's always been, during the election cycle, he's always had the bring in the kind of funny.
Not even during, always. He's just always had it, like with the George Bush impersonator, with the hand on the slide.
Yeah, he made that comment.
Always, I think 2 years in a row, back to back. But you're right. I think that prediction will come true. There'll be a political snide remark or something.
Or multiple.
Probably multiple.
Yeah.
Made by Mark Benioff on the stage.
Yeah, and otherwise, I mean, the thing that we're going to talk about is the thing that he's releasing. I'm trying to think of something that I would, that's like totally out there. The problem is they kind of release what they're going to do, unlike Apple, who keeps it pretty quiet up until the event. These guys kind of like press release and stuff and talk about stuff they're going to release.
I mean, I threw a couple in. I don't want to give away my whole blog post.
All right, give me one more.
Go read. Well, I threw a funny one out there with I sort of created a drinking game.
Okay.
During the keynote speech.
That's like 9 in the morning. So you want me to drink at 9 in the morning?
Yeah,
all right.
Dreamforce.
Right.
I put the over under at 8.5. How many times will the word delight or delighting be used in context of delight your customers in a whole new way? Delighting your that is their phrase. So I put the number at 8.5, and I said over, and I made it into like a drinking game. So if you want to do maybe like drinking coffee,
there you go,
keynote or something.
So here's a question. So we know they've backed off a social enterprise.
Go on.
How many times do they slip up and the social enterprise gets through and they mention it?
It's going to get mentioned. I know personally during the presentation that one of the 2 presentations that I am making at a breakout session, the social enterprise slides were pulled.
Right.
By the marketing team.
It's now business is social.
Business is social. The social enterprise slides in total were completely pulled out of the presentation and cut about 3 minutes out of the presentation. So there was a whole big social enterprise slide that was like a builder. It was like some marketing person sat there and built this slide for 3 days.
Oh, because it's got all the slides.
All
these slides.
It was one slide with about 30 clicks.
Yep.
So,
nice.
Like the horseshoe, and then here's the first piece, and then the horseshoe disappears, and it puts something in the middle, and it does a little circle.
Those.
One of those types of deals.
So,
but yeah, that's gonna slip. Someone will slip.
So, interesting thing. Just again, another rat hole because we said we weren't going to do any rat holes. I was at a prospect. Just came back. You can see because I'm all
nicely dressed.
I'm all dressed up nicely.
I'm dressed nicely today too, though.
Yes, you are. But and it was funny because we were talking, and boy, all the questions, everything. We spent basically an hour and a half talking about APIs, talking about data loaders, talking about sources, talking about
Let me guess, not one social question.
I even threw it in there because it was like a point of how could you take something and do something with it. And I'm like, well, you could do that in Chatter, and everybody's face just went. I was like, okay.
They're not ready.
Not ready. All right. Speaking of things that they might be ready for, so this is actually a pre-release thing. We know what's going to happen. We don't know what it is.
This is part of my predictions as well.
Did you predict it before he said it?
No. So the news is out. Salesforce file sharing news.
Yeah, it's
There's
called
not much Chatterbox. I
Chatterbox.
believe there's not much out there about it just yet.
Right.
Like in total, but
certainly
it's like there's going to be a file sharing type of feature announced.
Yep.
As well as an identity provider type of feature pronounced along with it. And Mark Benioff did that at TechCrunch Disrupt,
right?
Which was a conference held last week or this.
He also made fun of Facebook, which is interesting because then an article,
Google, right?
Yeah, Google,
and Oracle,
but Oracle's like that's just.
But then there was an article that said Benioff quoted as Facebook's the new Google, so it's like he's slapping him. He's just making noise.
But he was saying something about the IPO. He was saying they should have gone IPO 2 years ago when they were when the brand when it was at the peak of their brand. Now it's kind of like Facebook. But anyway, go on. So go on with the Salesforce file sharing news.
Well, this was part of my prediction was that you're going to see something on the keynote stage that's going to look like it's working, but you're not going to be able to use it for at least 2 years.
Oh, 2 years? No, that's never happened.
That's my prediction.
That's never happened. A year, maybe.
My prediction.
This is, again, we don't know what it is other than it's going to compete with Box, Box.net
who's a big sponsor of the event.
Or
Okta.
Yeah.
Which is the single sign-on
Google Drive, which we're a
thing.
big fan of. Hey, listen, more people in this space is great. Someone gets it better. I mean, Google Drive, I think, is really good. Dropbox is really good, but if someone wants to make it better, and again, I think no one's just going to use Salesforce, or maybe they will, but hopefully, all right, here's what I don't, if I see this, I'll be very upset. This is like Chatter free. Don't make this some free get consumers to use Chatterbox thing. If you're going to make Chatterbox, make it a file for people who have licenses and make it great. Don't make it like Chatter free where you can go sign up you and your buddies to share files.
Make it really great.
Yeah, make it really great.
With the way that these things work.
Yeah.
Google Drive, I've really come to really love.
Yeah.
The way it works is really great. You
Dropbox,
have an online version. You have an offline version. You can edit offline. It syncs. You save it. It saves it up. You can send someone a link to it. They can open it in whatever they want to open it with. really well done.
So big announcements. I'm excited. So let's just talk a little bit about our podcast schedule coming up. We are not doing a podcast, okay, because basically we're flying out on Monday. So we have events. We are going to do a podcast during
at least one. We generally recap the first keynote.
Right. So we'll probably do one next Thursday, which
Tuesday.
Well, no, because the keynote's on
Thursday. Wednesday. We'll probably do
Where
it on
are you?
Wednesday.
What day is it
I
for
don't
you?
know.
All right.
Wednesday maybe we'll be doing it?
Or
isn't the keynote Wednesday?
Yeah, or Thursday we'll recap.
All right. Usually there's two, so we do two.
So I almost don't want to mention, I almost want to wipe it off, but I've already mentioned that we're going to talk about it. Was the Apple announcements yesterday.
You paid attention more than I did.
I did. I watched half the video, which I read all the stuff. I did the live blogging, and then I read half the video. The nutshell is new iPhones, iPhone 5, great. New iPods, new iTunes, and an iOS 6, which we knew was sort of,
I only saw one thing because it's the thing that stuck in my head, which is the new connector for the phone.
Great. It goes in either direction.
That's fantastic.
It's faster and it's smaller. Great. That's all I want.
But I have all these things.
Oh, what? That connector's been around for 10 years.
And it works.
So what? No.
But I've got it in my car.
Yeah, they have a little adapter you put right on top.
All I want's adapters.
I know. Do you know how many adapters I fly around with?
I mean, it stinks for people who have all those little iHome things and the Bose things where it
all of them.
stands in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This
why
thing
I don't
looked
buy
very
them.
thin because
That's why I don't buy them.
Well, Jambox came out with a really nice marketing message right after,
Look, you don't need an adapter.
You don't need an adapter because it's just Bluetooth.
It's why I've always wanted to buy one of those the things or the speakers or whatever, and I always thought, you know what? But I know they're going to change it. I know it's just that's the way things go. You change the thing. So anything I buy, I want to be able to just connect up to. That's why I have.
As long as they have an adapter for me, just because of my car. That's really the only thing I care about because I can listen to my phone in my car because it has that hookup, which is better than hooking it up through the headphone jack. Obviously, I can control it through my steering wheel.
If again it had been something they announced last year, we're killing off this year, Thunderport. But they're going down the path everybody saw. They're going Thunderport, they're going Thunderbolt, and this is called Lightning, which I think is funny. I tweeted Thunderbolt and Lightning, very very frightening. It makes sense. Again, if it were 2-year-old technology, it'd be like, wow, you're killing something off. But it's around for 10 years. That's a long time to keep a 30-pin connector and to have people be like, whatever. All right, so we'll talk about Apple stuff probably when we get back. I think both of us are going to get a new iPhone 5. So,
definitely. So,
we'll talk about them. I actually have, I think the new iPod looks great. The iPod Touch looks great. It actually can do Siri. I mean, it's pretty good stuff. So we'll talk about that when we get around, sort of back from Dreamforce, if it makes some news. But sort of a lot of stuff that you already knew is coming. All right. Last up, before we make our picks of the week, is the CloudFocus fan podcast contest.
Giveaway.
Called
it a giveaway.
Yeah, I think legally, if you call things a contest, then you have to make it available to everybody. If you call it a giveaway, it doesn't. So any legal lawyers listening, it's whatever.
One or the other.
It's
the one that it needs to be.
It's the one that makes us not liable. All right, so we are doing speaking of iPods, we are giving away the iPod Nano, the old one, not the new one, because the new one's not available for 2 months, for a month and a half.
And that's the only reason.
That's the only reason. If it was, we would have flipped it, but we actually ordered them. They're actually already at Moscone, and they're ready. So we are giving away 10 iPod Nanos, green ones, with a little inscription on the back, which should be fun, to listeners of the podcast. And how do we know you're listeners? Because the only way you can enter this contest is by listening. So here's the rules. You have to do 3 things. 1, go into the portal and be a part of the group. There's a CloudFocus Weekly portal group. If you can find it on the new interface. If you can't, I'm sorry.
Actually, it's easy to find groups.
Okay, great. 2, you need to know 3 secret words. But we're going to make it easier because we're really nice people. So we're going to make it easier. We're going to give you 2. We gave you 1 in the last podcast. We're not going to tell you. So in 105, there's a word. And we're going to give you another one today. And then we're going to make the third one off of one of our off of something we're doing we haven't told anybody about, but we're going to tell you about now, which is we did an infographic. We did an infographic for CloudFocus Weekly for the 100th episode. Kind of fun. It has us and has some of the stats and some of the stuff like that. Anyway, we have a list of catchphrase words on the infographic if you just write down any one of those. So, and then that third thing is just drop by the booth 334, and write down the 2 words plus any one of the other ones on the back of the business card. Put it into said receptacle. There will be a receptacle there. We think it's going to be a fishbowl or something. And then we will pick that, and we'll pick randomly, and we will award you either at the conference or after. If you're not there on Friday, we will award the thing. We'll ship it to you. Okay? We'll also have a listening station there. So we will post the infographic if you want to retweet it or whatever. It's kind of fun. We've been working on it for a while. It took a lot longer than we thought it was going to take. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of
looks really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. So that's it.
Did you announce the word?
This week's word.
Yeah, you got to give them the word.
Listen to the first 87 episodes, and there's that word. No,
it's the word we mentioned every single week.
Every single week. It is Google Wave. So
2 words.
2 waves. So you got to write that in the back of your business card, along with the word from 105, and then any one of the catchphrases, and you're good to go. So we will see you at booth 334. We both have sessions, so if you're in the thing, why don't you name your session? What are your 2 sessions?
Idea exchange under the covers.
Nice.
I wish I knew. I think that one's on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then there's another one on, I think it's on Thursday, called cross-object workflow. Oh, the possibilities.
Right.
So you can find those inside the portal, hopefully.
You can search for them.
And you can put them in your agenda. I figured a way to bounce out, by the way. I'm showing you my laptop.
Yep.
I'm out.
Yeah, I bounced out, too.
I'm in the...
I don't know.
Not native. I'm in the native UI. I bounced myself.
So, and I'm doing one called Building Your Brand with Mike Gerhold over at, it's at the Hilton something. Again, search for it. It's Thursday at 1 p.m. So search for that. Just search for brand or building, and that's the title of it. It's just the 2 of us. It's a community one, so it's the MVP community. Like, just kind of, it's an hour long. We're going to be doing just talking about building both your personal brand and building your corporate brand, sort of using the social networks and stuff.
I probably should have said what mine are about, even though they're kind of self-explanatory. The Idea Exchange Under the Covers is one of those community-led sessions that I'm leading. I'm actually really happy about it. I'm proud. I get to present...
Happy and proud?
I get to present why is it blanking in my head?
Because you're so proud.
I'm so happy and so proud. I get the statement.
We call that the safe harbor.
The safe harbor statement.
Yes.
I get to present the safe harbor statement.
Great.
So I'm really happy about that. And that's going to be talking about the Idea Exchange with Matthew Lamb and David Colby, who's a Salesforce employee, and his stuff's really the most interesting. So come to see him speak, because he's going to tell you about how Salesforce uses the Idea Exchange to release things.
Nice.
Really cool. Great stats.
I also need to mention at the Arkus booth 334, we'll have demos of our 2 apps, the Permissioner and Compliance Locker. We will also have T-shirts. We'll have Permissioner T-shirts.
They're really cool.
I don't know how you're going to get them. It's going to be something really incredibly hard to do. Probably like scanning or jumping up and down like a monkey or whatever. You're going to do something to get this. They're really cool. They're like
you're going to ask nicely.
They're dark gray or whatever. So stop by for that. And again, a listening station. We have a listening station you can listen to the podcast. Kind of fun. So that'll all be at our booth 334. All right, let's get to our CloudFocus app pick of the week.
All right, so I'm going to start us off as I always do.
Yes, you do.
And this is a good Dreamforce pick.
Good job.
DF Guide. It's actually a website. dfguide.com. It's a really cool HTML5 app using jQuery Mobile for all the navigation and UI stuff. Built by Scott Hemmeter, who I've mentioned before, works at GeoPoint. So they're using the GeoPoint application to pull up like mapping and proximity of things. So you can pull up this app on your mobile or on your laptop, and it has all the parties, all the different places. So like there's parties, places, and activities, and you can hop into I'll hop into activities, and then there's tours, and you can open up the tours, and there's the Alcatraz tour, and you click on it, and it opens up a map, and it gives little directions from where you are. Like, it has really cool functionality, all built on Salesforce sites, native, all the native Visual Force. It's really neat, really cool. I was playing around with it They have a Twitter handle at DF Guide.
Excellent.
It's powered by Force.com and GeoPoint, and you can also submit things into it. So you can submit a party, like it has a form to
nice.
do that. It's really well done, mobile, HTML5, slick UI.
How much would this be?
This is free. It's a website.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just go to the website.
Websites are
You can
not
follow them at DF Guide.
There you go.
Or you can go to the website, dfguide.com.
Great.
I recommend trying it on both your laptop and your mobile because it's, a similar experience, but they did it right. It's really, really well done.
Not that you're saying anything. But
Good
you're
job,
saying something.
Scott. It's really cool.
All right. Mine is something this is one of the first times I've ever done this. I'm picking something I don't own. And it's only because it just came out and it hasn't shipped to me yet. Maybe I've done this before, but it's pretty rare for me to do this. I am picking something called TiVo Stream.
Oh, man.
TiVo Stream.
I want this.
I
have TiVo. I want this.
What is this,
I want
you'd
to stream
ask?
my TiVo.
So it's probably not exactly what you think. So TiVo Stream is a box. It looks just like it's $129. Looks just like the Apple, or the Roku, which I Apple TV and Roku. So in mine, they'll all be stacked up on top of each other. What it connects up to your TiVo. So your TiVo Premier, which I think is so you have to have the newer TiVo, the one of the last two revs. And what it allows you to do is, from any room in your house, you have to be in your network, you can stream stuff from your TiVo to your mobile devices. So to your iPhone or to your iPad. So let's say I have a recorded Breaking Bad and I want to watch it in the den. Hold on, wait for it. And so I'm sitting there and I want to stream it over to my, just watch it come off it streams it from the TiVo to me. Okay, great. It's built actually into the TiVo app that you and I have used. So if you updated, you'll see there's a place for TiVo Stream now in it.
Yeah, I noticed there was an update.
So here's that's good. It can record anything that is recorded.
That's what I was going to ask. Can I watch live TV?
Well, anything that's recorded, but that means anything that's recording. So you can be recording something and watch it as well. So
all right. So my TiVo has 4 tuners.
So there you go. So you can basically as long as you're recording it, you can watch it. It just has to be you're going to get like an 8-second delay because it's recording it and then turning it around and streaming it to you. Here's the other thing. This is the piece that makes it the best, or what I like about it. You can take it offline. You can take shows off your TiVo, put them on your iPad, and hit the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can download
that's worth
shows.
the money there.
There it is.
That's it. Because until you said that, I wasn't in.
Yeah.
But now I might be.
So now you can take your shows off
that's cool.
and put them on.
Where does it go?
It goes into that app, and they sit in the app.
It just sits in the app.
In the app, and you stream, and you basically copy them over.
Downloading it.
You download it. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So and in full HD.
That's got to take up a lot of space.
They said like a 30-minute show takes about 10 minutes.
No, but like a lot of space.
I don't know. Whatever. Get a bigger iPad. Anyway,
that's pretty neat.
So that's pretty cool. That's TiVo Stream, $129. Can only get it at TiVo today. I'm waiting for it to get to Amazon. It's the only reason I haven't bought it yet because I buy everything through Amazon. So like when it gets to Amazon, I'm going to buy it. TiVo Stream.
I just have to hook it into my TiVo.
You connect it in the back of your TiVo.
So there's a plug to
USB
or something.
I think you connect it up into something inside the TiVo. Anyway,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a little. It'd be nice if it was built into TiVo. Like you didn't have to have this separate
because
app.
there are cable companies that provide this,
right?
And you have to be on the network,
right?
Which makes it
being away from TiVo would be more like Slingbox would be cooler.
That would be cooler.
But the ability to take a show or a series of shows, like I have all of Breaking Bad season 5, and just take them all onto my iPad and hit the plane. That's cool. That kind of competes with like iTunes and stuff because then I can take things. And again, if you think about how much it costs to buy things on iTunes. Anyway, that's my pick of the week. Remember to go to blog.arkusinc.com. You can comment there. We haven't talked about the new discuss. It's cool. You can actually see community. You can see all the people who have discussed on that blog over anything. And it'll so if you're on a blog post and look at the bottom and someone's commented on another blog post, it'll show you, if you're logged in, that they've commented. It's pretty cool. We're at arkusinc.com or arkusinc.com. We're also at twitter.com/arkusinc, twitter.com/Facebook or facebook.com/arkusinc. I'm at Jason M. Atwood, twitter.com/Jason M. Atwood. He's at twitter.com/Just Edelstein.
You okay?
Oh, it's hot.
All right.
And we're in the Dreamforce portal group. Remember to follow the group if you want to win the prize or the giveaway. And if you're subscribe through one of the many services we've told you about, iTunes, maybe iTunes 11. Maybe there's a better way of subscribing. Leave a review there if you could. That'd be great. Until next week, we'll be back with our Dreamforce wrap-up, our keynote wrap-up. We'll also see you at Dreamforce if you're going. And as we always say, enjoy those cloudy days.